Hello, today I'm going to show you how to solve the daily Leetcode problem for December 4th, 2024, which is make string subsequence using cyclic uh, increments. And so for this, we're looking for a subsequence which does not have to be consecutive elements in string one that of this, subsequence string two in string one. And here the difference is we are allowed to increment values in string one by one. So, and it's cyclic. So that means there's an example in here. A becomes B, B becomes C. And since it's circular, Z becomes A. And for this, we can use a pretty simple, actually two-pointer approach to solve this. So let's start this off. We are going to maintain a string two index, which is referring to the character in or the index of the character of string two that we're currently looking for in string one. We're going to do a for loop for I char and enumerate string one and go through each of them. And this is going to be a pretty big if statement that you can break into nested if statements or do all at once like I'm going to do. So you can do if first check if the string two index is less than the length of string two. This ensures that we're doing the checks we need to do. And if string two index is greater than the length of string two, then we know we've actually already finished the problem. So we'll just check that first. We're going to do an and, do a new line here, start a set of parentheses for these next set of if statements. So it's going to be if. Also, we then will check if using the Python function ord, which gives you the ASCII value for a character. So it's ord of char equals the ord of string two bracket string two index. This way we know these characters are already the same. We can do an or. Then we'll do it again. Ord of char plus one. This will be incrementing, and we'll be using this same above. So this way we'll check that if the characters are just the same, good. Or if the character in string one can be incremented by one, good. And then there's a third case we're going to check. Order of character. This one's a bit weird, but what it's doing is we're going to do minus 25. And so if the character is any value other than Z, when you subtract 25, it's going to give you a totally different ASCII character because this order variable for an A, I believe is like 98 is the ASCII value. And so when you subtract 25, you get some crazy value that's not even A through Z letter. But if this character happens to be a Z and you subtract 25, well, then it will be A. So this will cover when we have a Z. And same thing, we'll do if that equals this guy. So if we've satisfied these conditions, we can then go into the actual if statement. And I think I actually need backslashes on these for it to be multi-line. And so if, and I'm going to take, yeah. So with those guys, we can then say we can increment the string two index since we have found that character. And then in the end, we can just return if string two index equals the length of string two. We know we are correct. Let's go ahead and run it. And that's right. We can go ahead and submit. And there we go, guys. There's a two-pointer approach for complexity. It's going to be O of n as increment over only once.